Testing, testing, testing.
Live in HD from the KGW studio on the square. This is Live at 7.
It's time for Live at 7.
All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good.
You look very nice today.
Likewise.
We're talking, I'm going to ask you about Whitney off the top.
Sure.
Okay, just because, I mean, everyone's talking about it.
You know, we're still talking about the loss of Whitney Houston.
We call it hot clicks and the death of Whitney Houston.
I have to start by asking you, do you remember where you were when you heard about Whitney passing? I saw it at dinner with my husband. I saw it move on Twitter.
Yeah, I saw it on Twitter too. We shouldn't use it as a spectacle, you know?
A really interesting observation on that, because everyone's thinking, oh, well, clearly she must have been this or that, and the whole thing. What a tragic
That's horrible.
waste, really. Let's lighten it up then.
Now let's check in with Joe Smith, who is at a, is this a premiere for a movie with a cast of dogs? You're at the Hollywood Theater, right?
That's what I am told, and I refuse to say we are going to the dogs, but apparently we are. Do you know what this is, Joel?
Looks like a bark buck.
Yeah, and there's, oh, and my gosh, there's one over here. Look at this. Oh my gosh, look at this. Oh.
How are you, Larry? How's it going? What's happening? Nice to meet you.
Good to meet you.
Hey, big guy.
We're going to find out about what all of this is about right after this.
And then the irony is then somebody passes away, and then you have the tributes and the entertainment factor there, and it seems like these things could be prevented.
And then in the Web Watch, how Twitter broke the news of Whitney Houston's death. Someone told me it had something to do with a goat, and I said, I'm not reading anymore. That's not what we want to hear.
We shouldn't use it as a spectacle.
Joe, what's going on?
Spectacle.
You know what? I'd like to know what's going on. Absolutely. People are in the theater, but I'm not sure they really know what's going to happen here. I want you to meet 3 of the people who are responsible for this. They refuse to show their faces. Why, I don't know. Do they consider themselves ugly? That could be one reason. Could another reason be that they're embarrassed by what they do? They're embarrassed by what they do.
Still talking about the loss of Whitney Houston.
They're embarrassed by what they do.
We call it hot clicks and the death of Whitney Houston.
Use it as a spectacle. Use it as a spectacle. Use it as a spectacle.
And this really is, what, a cut and paste of a bunch of different dog movies?
We talked about this, Joe. It's a collage.
You've stolen material from other dog films.
Absolutely not.
Oh, yes, it's
Absolutely
true.
not.
Oh, it's true.
Absolutely wrong.
You can argue about that, but it is true, isn't it?
Well, legally, we're in the clear here. Have you ever heard of fair use?
So you only use a certain amount from each of these films. What
Absolutely.
what kind of films would we recognize in seeing your film?
I don't know what you've seen.
Whoa!
Use it as a spectacle.
Whoa!
Use it as a spectacle.
It's doggy woggies, poochie woochies.
Thank you, Joe Smith.
I will not say it again.
I know. I was just giving you a hard time. Thank you.
That couldn't be further from the truth.